Okay, so we're in the Chem Live Workbook now, so W13.12. We are going to set up our table. So we have attic and basement. We have a volume we need to find, a big M value, and a ratio for our equation. We know that whatever goes in the basement is going to be a whole number. So we have a little scroll through and we see here it is 25 centimeters cubed of lime water, which is our CaOH2. So that is going to be what is going to go in our basement. So that's going to be 25. If you want to put up here CaOH2, just so you recognize what it is you're doing. If that is in our basement, then in our attic must be the HCl. Our ratio for our calcium hydroxide from our equation is 1, means the ratio for the HCl is 2, and the other piece of information I'm looking for here is 15.2 centimeters cubed of 0.05 big M. If I scroll down through my question just to say what's the thing I'm looking for, because I have the calcium hydroxide written over here, this has to mean that this is my question mark, and the way into my maths is through this. So just a little reminder, we use first principle maths. We start with moles in 1,000 centimeters cubed. When we go down, so this is like a pathway we're following, we convert that into moles in 1 centimeter cubed by dividing by 1,000. When we go up, we always multiply by titer volume. We're then going to use our ratio when we find moles in our titer volume. We're going to go down by dividing the other substance, which in this case is the calcium hydroxide. Divide that moles by its titer volume to get what's in 1 centimeter cubed. And when we go up, we always multiply. When we go up, we multiply by 1,000 to turn that into a big M. Then when we are finished, we are going to use our mass triangle, which is going to be our moles, our mass on the top, and our relative molecular mass that we're going to calculate in the bottom right. So let's get into this. I always start with telling what 0.05 molar is. I should have also just said we also look for any extra information that's in the question. There is none in this, so we're going to use every number that's in our table. So 0.05 big M is 0.05 moles in 1,000 centimeters cubed. So we're going to divide 0.05 by 1,000. When we do that, we get 5 by 10 to the minus 5 moles in a centimeter cubed. From here, we multiply by our titer volume. So in that last step, I went down to here in our W. I'm now going to multiply by 15.2 centimeters cubed. And when I do that, I end up getting 7.6 by 10 to the minus 4 moles. And that is in 15.2 centimeters cubed. And that is one of our titer volumes. So with that step, I'm now up to this point. So here I need to use my ratio. My ratio is going to be a 2:1, and my 2 equivalence is 6 by 10 to the minus 4 moles. So when I divide that by 2, I'm going to get 3.8 by 10 to the minus 4, and that is moles in 25 centimeters cubed of my calcium hydroxide. So that's my other titer volume. So I've now gotten to this point of my W maths. So at this point, we're going down. We need to divide 3.8 by 10 to the minus 4 moles. We divide this by the titer volume, which is 25. When we do this, I end up getting 1.52 by 10 to the minus 5 moles in a centimeter cubed. And from there, we are going to, so we're now at the bottom of this point of our W. Our next step then is to multiply by 1,000. And when we do that, we're going to get 0.0152 big M. So if we have a look at our data table up here, this is 3 significant figures. This is 3 significant figures. So in terms of a final answer, thank you very much. There's no slip marks. It's going to be final answer. So our last step, and then we go back and look at what is it that they asked us to do, is turning my moles into mass. So I'm going to use my mass triangle. So I'm going to be going across the bottom of my mass triangle. So wrote that wrong, didn't I? So 0.0152 big M, and I need to multiply it by the molar mass of calcium hydroxide. So remember, we always show our examiner absolutely everything. So it's calcium, it is OH twice, so I would write that by 2O and by 2H, so I make sure I get everything. So this is 40, it is going to be 16 by 2, and it is going to be 1 by 2. And when we add all those together, we get 74. So again, if you just give them a final answer and your final answer is wrong, you will end up being marked as a 3 take away 1. It'll be a slip, so they'll be taking a -1 from whatever it is they want to do. And when I do that multiplication, I get 1.2 grams per litre. So I have a little peek at my question. This is in the Chem Live, so there's not a lot. So all it wanted us to do was calculate the concentration of our lime water in moles per litre and in grams per litre. So this, this is our A in our question, and this is our concentration of grams per litre. This is our B in the question, and that is that.